So it is very important to note that in business, it is very important for you as someone who wants to venture into business to ensure that you get things right. Yes, something places a seal on every business you venture into, real estate inclusive. And one of the amazing things that places a seal on that transaction you've made in real estate is the document you're being issued. Welcome to another beautiful episode of our TPL series, proudly powered and sponsored by Tango Properties Limited, where we talk about everything real estate. Like, if you want to know anything about real estate as an investor, as a realtor, this is the platform you need to always hook up to know everything about real estate. And today we'll be talking about understanding land titles. Like, a lot of people don't understand anything about when we talk about land titles and real estate. It's something that is still confusing to a lot of people. So today we'll be dissecting everything you need to know about land titles. Joining me in this conversation this morning is a legal practitioner who has been in the business for a long time, enough to tell us everything we need to know about land titles and real estate. Join me as we welcome Barrister Reddy. Good morning, Barrister Reddy, and thank you for being a part of our TPL series today.
Good morning.
So this is, like you said,
Yes,
a lot of people are scared. People are skeptical. They have zero knowledge when it comes to real estate. And just like when you go to buy gadgets, after buying gadgets, they issue you receipts. Here, of course, we issue you receipt of payments, but that doesn't mean you've totally owned that property. So today we want to talk about title documents, and people, they've not really understood that part yet. When we say, oh, because some people ask you, okay, what title does this property carry? A layman might not really understand it. So people want to know more about this. Like, it can't be overemphasized. It's very, very important. So that's what we want to talk about today. So I think my first question will be, when someone hears title documents, what do we really mean? Because a layman will say title, is it Mr. this or Mrs. this? So when we talk about title documents in real estate, what do we actually mean, so that they will understand?
okay. So as not to be confused, there's what we call land title and there's what we call land documents.
Okay.
Now, the land title is the interest and the rights one has over a land. Why the land document is the record of transfer of the said interest or said rights.
Okay.
So, though it is used interchangeably,
Okay.
I just want to specify that the land documentation. Now, for example of a land documentation would be the deed of assignment, the deed of conveyance, the contract of sale, etc.
Okay, so you're saying there are two different things.
Yes.
So
Land title is the interest or the rights, while land document is the record of said rights or said interest, the record, the transfer of said rights. The land documentation, you have the name of those who are buying, the name of the person selling, the history of the land.
Okay.
Then the witness and the signature of the person selling and the person buying.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I understood you correctly, you're saying that the land title is the rights, right? While the document is the transfer. So are you saying that, I don't know if I understood you, the record is like the document is a written form of the rights, like a hard copy, like it's like you're transferring this ownership. So it's captured in the deed.
Yes, the document captures said the rights.
Right. Oh, that's it. Oh, fine. So now it's on another level. So the title is the right itself. while the
Right.
the deed now carries the, like, that's where it's documented, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine, that's cool. So when it comes to real estate right now, a lot of people issue. Why does it really vary? Because I've heard people say, like in River State, they issue deed of conveyance. In some other states, it's attorney or something else. Why does it? Why do we have these differences? And is this still the same title? Is this still the same thing?
Yes. Now, as it is in Nigeria, it's more about practice. What is obtainable in certain states is not the same thing that is obtainable. For example, in Delta State, it is deed of assignment. Delta Edo State is deed of assignment. In the east, the southeast, Anambra, Enugu, Imo, Abia, it's power of attorney. While in River State, in Lagos State, in Abuja, it's deed of conveyance or deed of assignment, depending. But most times, deed of assignment comes in particularly when a land has C of O.
Okay.
Because it means
It's
you
not
are
C of O, because most people don't even understand C of O. What is it?
certificate of occupancy.
Oh.
Every land in Nigeria, under the Land Use Act, every land is in Nigeria is under the governor.
Oh yeah.
Now, the governor gives consent.
Okay.
Now, and that consent materializes in 99 years interest.
Oh.
Yes. So, and then there are charges. When you have C of O, it is documented the charges that the tenement rates, ground rates that you're to pay
Annually.
Yes, the ground rates that comes with that accrues, that comes with having the certificate of occupancy.
Okay. So you said it's associated with the deed of assignment.
No, what I'm saying is that particularly when a landed property has a certificate of occupancy, I would normally, in practice, I don't know what other, but I in practice would do a deed of assignment.
Why is that?
Because
Why not a deed of conveyance? Why are you giving deed of assignment? Why?
For the deed of assignment, let's say Mr. A has had this, collected the certificate of occupancy and was issued 99 years.
Okay.
Now, he has had that property for 30 years and is now selling or transferring said property to Mr. B.
Okay.
At that 30th year.
Oh.
What is remaining in the interest of that certificate of occupancy is
60 years. Or 69. Should we say 99 years?
Yes, 69 years.
Yeah.
So it is 69 years that is being assigned to Mr. B.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's it. So this 99 years, I heard is renewable. How true is that?
After every 99 years,
You can renew it.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So you talked about the Southeast, like Imo, Abia. The power of attorney they are issuing to their clients, is this the same thing as a deed of conveyance?
Like I said earlier, it has to do with practice.
Okay.
So we would say due to the practice of using power of attorney to transfer.
Okay.
It is cogent, it is right.
It
but
is right.
normally deed of assignment, deed of conveyance.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, now I want to ask something. I want to clarify this thing. When someone gets a property and is being issued a receipt of payment without the proper deed of conveyance, does it mean that that person has rights over that property?
No.
So a receipt of payment, it has nothing to do with all these titles you talked about.
Receipt of payment, it just shows transfer of money.
Okay.
Transfer of the consideration. It does not show transfer of ownership. It does not give possessory rights.
Okay.
All it does, it shows that Mr. A has transferred so sum to Mr. B.
Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay, that's just it. Okay, there's something called, we here at Tango Properties Limited, all our deed of conveyance, it comes with a survey plan attached to it. So is it really compulsory that every deed of conveyance must capture the survey plan? That's one question. The next question is, survey plan on its own, is it, does it guarantee ownership to a certain property?
Okay, now to answer the first question, every landed, every land transaction must encapsulate the space, the area in which the interest is being transferred.
Okay.
So the survey plan acts as a cushion, let's say like an identity card,
Okay,
to
yeah.
show that this is the area and this is the boundary, these are the boundary neighbors, there's a
Yes.
road, there's and all that is encapsulated, there's a building is encapsulated within the survey plan. Now, to answer the second question, the survey plan does not confer ownership. It only shows the property,
Okay.
in details. It doesn't confer ownership. It shows you the location, the beacon, and the plan number, and the surveyor. That's what a survey, an actual survey plan entails, is the coordinates, the beacon numbers being the different points.
I think that is actually done so that you don't encroach.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So basically, the survey plan is just like a picture of the said property to show the boundaries, the exact size, the location. It's very, very important.
Yes.
So it's never transfers ownership like to the buyer.
Yes,
It's
it
not a
doesn't.
title. So that's what you're saying. So invariably, you're
Doesn't.
saying it's not a title document.
It
It's
does
not.
it consists, but
consists
it doesn't
on its own. It's
yes,
not just
it is part of the things that show title, but it is not on its own.
a title document.
Yes.
Oh, that's why it's good. But it's like a lot of people still get it confused, especially a lot of investors. They get these things, they get confused every day, and it's one thing that I think to me is the major thing in real estate investment. Like if you don't have your documentations like right, I don't think you have your transaction is complete. So that's why we pay maximum attention. That's why it can never be overemphasized whenever we're talking about documentation. Now, before any client goes for any property, any said property, there's something we call due diligence, like it's part of it. Because we've had clients that came here and said, no, we want to do a due diligence, we want to run checks, we want to check everything, we want to see the documents, how to ensure that you are the right owner of this property. All those things they do, due diligence. A lot of people, they still get confused when they hear the word due diligence. That's part of the process of before acquiring a property. So can you just tell us a little, like a summary, what's in layman, like in clear terms rather, what due diligence is all about, and why it is very, very important for smart investors to always do their due diligence before investing in real estate?
Okay. Now, because we're going to explain it in layman palace.
Yes.
Due diligence simply means the actions you carry out before you even make payments for any property. Now, what are those actions? If Mr. A says, I own this property, I have been taking care of this property for years, everybody know me as the person that has this property. That statement alone does not guarantee ownership. You must. The next question would be, where is your title document? Where is your document? The document that shows that you truly own this property. Now, if Mr. A is telling you, oh, I'm the owner of this property, and then he brings a document and he's showing you, and it is Mr. C's name that is there,
That's a red flag.
yes. So when he said, oh, no, you don't need documents, that's a red flag. If you say, oh, no, I'm an indigene, I'm part of this community, then you have to go and ask the family, or you go, if possible, meet the chief of the compound, and so property, so land, who owns it, which family, who did they share to. All those things are things that not one person would know, at least several persons. When they're sharing lands and all that, there are several persons there. They'll be able to tell you, when community shared land, they gave to so person.
Okay.
So now, aside from that, aside from figuring the root of title, that's another way to say root of title, finding out who truly owns the land.
Yeah.
Aside from that, if for example that document that they show you, there's a survey plan attached to it, you have to take that survey plan and get a registered surveyor to look at that survey plan and tell you if it is a site plan or if it is a registered plan. If it is a registered plan, they'll tell you, we'll take it to the Ministry of Lands and we'll chart it. Now, if a land is registered in a particular person's name, when it is charted, those details will come out.
Oh, okay.
That's it. So whatever you do in identifying or doing due diligence, identification of root of title or due diligence, you need to take certain steps to make sure that what you're buying, you're actually buying from the right person. Because if you buy from the wrong person, that's a defective title.
Exactly. Okay, because talking about these issues, we've had it lots of times, and because people are not aware, they tag you a scammer. And looking at it closely, you see that, okay, because you fail to do your due diligence, you feel that everybody is a scammer. But the little extra things you should have just done, you neglected them, and it landed into serious trouble. Now, you said something about making inquiries, if possible, going to the chiefs of the compound to ask who the actual owner of the land is. Now, we've heard about these Omonile people who go ahead to sell a portion of land to multiple people. It's prevalent everywhere. Like, it's something that has been reoccurring. So why is it so? Because how are they able to carry out this act? To me, it's fraudulent. Like, how can you sell a portion of land to multiple people and still give them documents? How?
That happens, for me, I would say that happens when this aspect of due diligence is not properly carried out. Now, I always say that when you buy a land, you don't just buy and then they will advise you, because I see situations where the seller tells you they will provide you a lawyer and a surveyor.
Okay,
that's wrong.
That's wrong. They should allow the person.
When it is not a company that you can go to later, and you know that, okay, this is a registered company, you can go to them and say this. It is an individual you don't know from anywhere. You're just meeting for that particular transaction. That's wrong. You should go with your own lawyer and your own surveyor. So they give you an opinion that is divergent from whatever the seller is trying to portray. Or they concur with what the seller is saying. Okay, this person is right, this person is, and all that. So what I would say is, whenever you want to buy a land, do the proper thing. What's the proper thing? Get a surveyor. Ensure that the land is registered. Get a lawyer. Ensure that the lawyer does the proper search.
Oh, that's nice.
To know. So if this person selling has title to sell, can he transfer said title? These are questions you need to ask. You don't just, oh, this is a land I'm buying.
You said, can he transfer said title? So are you saying there are cases where someone cannot transfer title to another person?
Yes.
Why?
For example, if I'm not around, let's say Mr. A has a particular property, and lives abroad
Okay.
and gives Mr. B a power of attorney to manage the property. Emphasis on manage, not sell.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
Okay.
if Mr. B sells that property, he does not have title.
That's it.
Whereby Mr. A gave Mr. B a power of attorney to manage and sell. Then
You can go ahead and
yes.
sell. Oh, that's fine. You know, that's why when it comes to all this documentation, I think there's a column for people to sign, the seller to sign. I think if you endorse it, that means you're giving your consent and transferring ownership. So, but in the country where we find ourselves, a lot of things are happening. So that's why people are being extra careful when it comes to documentation. But I've heard a story in River State where people were issued documents, survey plan or deed, or but all those things were just paper. I don't know why. I don't know how they were able to achieve that because the said property was never in existence, or they were given deed of conveyance. You know, that's why people need to be sensitized because how can one spot a real document from a fake one? Like, how can you spot a real document? How can you differentiate when you see this is not it, this is it?
One thing I always say is anyone buying a property should not rely solely on the documents shown to them. Okay? There should be, because most times all these fake documents are quite easy to spot. There's either spelling errors, altered names or dates, inconsistency with signature, previous document has a different signature, the current document has a different signature, unclear stamp, wrong survey details. Most times the information about the property is not correct. What is information in the document is not correct. So I would always advise that anyone buying a property should involve a property lawyer so appropriate search can be carried out with regards to the property. And then they should also involve a registered surveyor so he can check the coordinates of the land. Okay. A buyer should not just rely on the documents shown to them. Yes. You should always, do that verify. Yes. Verification. Verify from the issuing authority. For example, you can look at the details of the lawyer who prepared the documents and get your lawyer to go and see if this lawyer exists. Oh, yes. That's true. If the surveyor exists too. So this is just very, very important to note. So it is good to always do the needful, regardless of you being shown a document. It's very, very important for you to make your verification so that you don't fall victim to land scammers. Stay tuned. We'll be back after the show.
If you're looking for peace of mind, then Peace Park Estate is a perfect place for you and your loved ones. Seated in the fastest developing part of Port Harcourt is the Peace Park Estate. With strategic landmarks such as Greater Taft City, Obriquere Flyover, OPM Church Headquarters, Playfield Park, this property is a citadel of peace. With amazing basic amenities such as street lights, stable power supply, perimeter fencing, and an active security gatehouse, this property will give you the peace and security you desire. Send us a message today to book your site inspection to Peace Park Estate. See you there.
Welcome back to TPL series where we discuss everything real estate. And if you're just joining us, we're talking about understanding land titles. Like we are explaining it so that everyone can understand it. Either you've already invested or you're planning to invest in real estate. And with me today is still Barrister Rebe, a legal practitioner who has practiced over the years and knows everything about land titles. And we've talked about a whole lot of things, the different land titles, and what you should do. That's due diligence and how to go the extra mile to verify the documents being given to you. Like she also said, there are different documents ranging from the deed of conveyance, deed of assignment, power of attorney, depending on your state, depending on your region. These are all title documents, but it is very, very important for you as a smart investor. Don't just rely on the document you're shown. Always involve the services of a registered surveyor and a property lawyer to help you make the extra findings so that you don't start crying tomorrow. So back to you, Barry, already. Here at Tama Properties Limited, what we do is that we issue you a deed of conveyance when you get property from us and thereby transferring ownership to you. Like you said, something about you having your own personal surveyor and your lawyer doing the extra check for you, which is very, very important. I want to ask, is it enough when you collect your deed of conveyance? Is it, or just does it mean that, oh, I can now go to bed and sleep? I own this property, I already have my title documents. Does it end there? And does it, because what I'm asking this thing is because we've had situations where people were still issued deed of conveyance and a certain um, set of people will still contest the ownership of that property with them. So is it just okay for a smart investor when you're issued the deed of conveyance to just go to bed and feel that the transaction is completed?
Well, to answer your question, it's not always enough to just go, oh, you are done signing.
Mm-hmm.
You just go and keep it and feel like, oh, it's mine, it's mine. Now, your lawyer would advise you further. If, okay, based on this property, you need to do stamp duty, you need to go for, you need to apply for certificate of occupancy, you need to do register the title of document, you need to do make it a registrable instrument and all that. There are other steps to you can continue further, which will be explained by your lawyer. That is why it is always necessary to include a property lawyer in whatever you're doing with regards to land. What's the two things that go hand in hand when it comes to land transaction, aside from the company you're buying from, which is standard property,
Yeah.
you involve services of a personal lawyer and a surveyor.
That's to do your extra findings, just for it
Yes.
to be at ease.
Yes.
So that because a lot of people make fake promises, unrealistic promises.
Yes.
So it's just very, very important for you to make that extra findings so that you don't start regretting tomorrow. So it doesn't just end when you get a property and you're issued a deed of conveyance or any other types of documents. It's very, very important for you to ask your property lawyer what next.
Yes.
What next? Because we've had series of issues when it comes to real estate investments, especially in Port Harcourt and its environment. So anything that you can do to secure that property of yours, see 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 naira, regardless of the amount of that property, it's not something you should just throw away like that. So anything you need to do extra to ensure that your investment is safe, please go ahead and do that. We talked about your property lawyer advising you further. That's good. But like I said, talking about real estate title documents can never be overemphasized. But this is like the basics of everything we are doing here.
Yeah.
So we'll not go further. So in our next episode, subsequent episode, we're going to be discussing what are those extra things that I should do. So it's not about just signing the deed of conveyance and parting ways with your seller. There are extra things you should do. And I think those other things, you mentioned stamp duty and all of that.
Yeah.
I think we'll be discussing that in the next episode. I hope everybody watching this episode learns a lot pertaining property titles, like documents. There are lots of things you must know, and if you're just joining us, better go back and just hear every detail so that you get your investment journey right all the time. In case you failed in the past, this is another amazing opportunity for you to get it right. Also share and tell other people who might really, really want to invest in real estate. So, Barcelona, thank you very much for being part of our TPL series. Like I said, we have other episodes. You're going to explain to us what next after collecting your deed of conveyance. Okay. Thank you very much for coming, and do all to like, for everyone that has tuned in today, do all to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you can be the first to be notified whenever we post our videos. From us at Tango Properties Limited and from this TPL studio, it's a sign out for us. See you next in our other episode. Bye.
Bye.